So we're sitting here working on 9 to 5, praying to the social security gods, and there are people out here selling air for a living. Wait, hold on, let me catch that. In this video, I'm going to talk about some unusual, maybe not really thought of, and odd investments that make you bank. So make sure you stick around for all that and more. It's Crystal with the Cash Compass. All right, welcome back. I am here to teach you all the things that you should have learned in school about money, but for whatever reason, they forgot to mention it. Please be sure to subscribe because we talk about everything from personal finance to investing to the economy. Let's get into it. All right, so some quick channel updates. Actually, before I get into it, I will be starting a segment called CCQs, which is Cash Compass Questions. So if you have any questions on your mind to ask me, financially related or not, please feel free to email me with the subject CCQs, all right? I'll put my email down here and in the description, and I will be answering those questions, okay? Please keep it PG. Actually, keep it G because you know we gangsters. Also, I want to do videos that are taking a deeper dive into these topics, maybe some other business ideas that you guys ever had in mind. So if you've ever had a business that you wanted more information on, but maybe you didn't want to do the work, I'll do it because you know I got us. So definitely drop it in the comments below if you are interested in that series and you want me to do a deep dive into anything I'm going to mention right now, or maybe other business ideas that you've had, okay? Now let's get into it. Let's start with billboards and cell phone towers. So if you're not afraid of a little, 5G zap in the brain or whatever they claim is going to happen with 5G, then this might be for you. And I know while we're driving to work, hasn't really been happening that much now because COVID, but when you're driving on your way to work, you might see signs that are like, hey, if you see this sign, that means it works, and people obviously have advertisements on those signs. So with this, a lot of times people will have maybe a business in the front and then they'll have like a patch of land in the back for the actual billboard. You can either purchase the property that has the building out front and the billboard in the back, or you can actually lease the billboard from the person who owns the property and then flip it around and lease it to somebody else who wants to actually put an ad on there, and that's called arbitrage. They have that with Airbnb too, so you've probably heard the word before. Unfortunately, because of legislation that was put into place called the Highway Beautification Act of 1965, and that basically makes it harder for you to actually put up a new billboard. It's a couple of different restrictions. I don't want to kind of crowd this video up, so again, if you're interested, let me know in the comments and I can give you a thorough explanation of that. But yeah, the Highway Beautification Act has basically made it near impossible to make a new billboard. If only they had a beautification act within politics and finance, but that's a different subject. Now, if you own the property, what you can do is have the cell phone tower placed on top of the billboard, and you can actually make money from the cell phone tower and from the billboard. That's what I call a 2-for-1. The next idea is flipping Instagram accounts. Now, this might be against Instagram's terms of use, so do not come back to this video if you have any problems, but because this is just for entertainment purposes. Gotta throw that out there. But people have made a killing off of flipping Instagram accounts, growing the following, and then subsequently selling that following to somebody else. And you might think, why would somebody want to do that? And here is why. I think it's beyond obvious that people are making money off of Instagram. We have a lot of Instagram models, advertising that flat tummy tea that we know they didn't use. I haven't seen that in a while, actually, so we're doing better. But people are always promoting products, so they're obviously getting paid for that. And if you have a large enough following, people would be interested in buying this account from you. And typically the motivation behind that is so they can sell products or so that they can actually get sponsorships, so to promote other people's products and also make money off of that. So you don't have to actually flip the account. You can if you want to. For my research, people have made thousands of dollars from growing Instagram channels and then selling the handle over to somebody else. But you can also make potentially even more if you are the one managing that Instagram account actively and getting sponsorships and having paid products and things like that. Not to mention, this is not against Instagram's terms of use, so get your money. Ain't nothing like some clean and honest money, right? And what better way to get some clean money than opening up a laundromat? From what I've seen, they seem to be recession-proof, they seem to be pandemic-proof, and as long as they don't have any clothes that clean themselves, it might be life-proof. Of course, your location matters. If you are trying to open up a laundromat in the middle of Beverly Hills, where everybody has probably 17 laundromats in their house, that's not gonna work, right? But if you're in somewhere like maybe New York, where if you pay rent, that doesn't even guarantee that you're gonna actually get a full room. So you're damn sure not gonna get a washer and dryer, right? In that closet that they're renting to you. So if you're focusing on heavily populated, dense areas that don't really have that kind of access of a washer and dryer within their homes, this might be a very viable business. You can also double up your income by putting a vending machine in there, or even an ATM machine, because obviously we know ATMs absolutely rob you with those crazy fees, right? So let's profit off of them. So, people can get some money out, people can eat, people can get clean, all in one location. Sounds like a spa to me. All right, air rights. Something that is definitely weird, and you might think, what the hell, but this is definitely capitalism working at full speed. I know people have a love-hate relationship with capitalism. That could be a whole different topic, but you gotta love that we can actually sell air around here, okay? Now, the way that this works is you absolutely have to own a piece of land, real estate, preferably in dense areas. This might not work if you're in the middle of nowhere, Texas. I'm sorry, this might not work for you, but keep on watching. I do have another idea for, less populated areas. But the way that this works is that you would have to be invested in a piece of real estate that is actually zoned to allow, a vertical building, right? So if you're in somewhere like San Francisco, correct me if I'm wrong, but they have a lot of ordinances in place that you cannot really build too much in that area. But if you're in somewhere like New York and Manhattan, where obviously there's millions of skyscrapers, maybe not millions, being a little dramatic, but a whole bunch of skyscrapers, if you happen to be invested in an area that maybe wasn't as developed, the air above whatever has been built is actually really profitable. So let's say your area is actually zoned to be able to go up to 5 floors, but you only have 1 floor at this current moment. Now, this might be a buy and hold situation where you have to kind of buy it, wait for the lands around to develop, and then as those lands start building up and up and up, that will raise the value of what you have. And the way this works is that if you have a building, you can either sell it at an appreciated value because, like I said, that air now has value because people can build on top, or you can actually lease the air out to a neighboring property. So let's say if the property next to you wants to have, a vertical building, but they want to have an extended, some sort of like balcony or something. Well, they're going to have to rent. They can either permanently purchase or lease the air from you so they can actually build a wraparound balcony. So again, if you want to get into something like this, you'd have to be like willing to buy and hold and really try to target areas that are on the up and up. So maybe they aren't fully developed yet, right? Like if you go to downtown Manhattan, I highly doubt you're gonna find a plot of land that is just absolutely flat, right? A lot of them already have large skyscrapers on them. But if in your area you see a city where you see development happening, it's a little bit slow, but you see some high rises popping up, then it might make sense to actually try to get in there, buy a property, and just kind of wait for values to go up. I'm not saying to buy right now because I do have my own feelings about real estate, which I've definitely talked about on my channel before, so you can please feel free to click up here, and I have videos talking about how I feel about investing in real estate right now. So let's say you don't live in a really dense area, you live out in the suburbs, and you want to make money too, okay? I got something for you. Now, this is not true in all countries, but at least in America, there are different ways to sell the same exact amount of land. So you have surface rights, which is where you kind of build your house on. You have air rights, which is above your house. And then you have mineral rights, which is below your house. So believe it or not, you might own your land, right? But you don't own the land under the land. If that makes sense. You don't own the land. So people can actually go under your house and soak up all the, oil, minerals, potentially gold out of your land. So if you want to see if you own the rights to your minerals, you'll have to check your title. So in a place like Texas where there are a lot of oil companies, you might have a company reach out to you, trying to have access to all that oil from under your house. Oil is a whole different topic because oil does kind of move freely, but just to keep things simple, people can actually reach out to you to request to have access to the oil under your home. There's definitely a bunch of technicalities that come with mineral rights, so I don't want to clog this video up. But if you guys are interested in any of these, or like I said, any more, I will do an in-depth explanation about the startup costs, your expected expenses, your estimated revenues, and overall, is it a viable and profitable business? I will do a in-depth explanation because this is something that I'm actually interested in doing myself. So definitely let me know in the comments if you are interested in anything that I've mentioned or anything else. But that will do it. If you like this video, then please like this video and make sure you subscribe if you made it this far. And if you have nothing else going on, you know what to do. Go ahead and binge watch me. And until next time, keep your money up.